All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. And right here, right now, we actually got one of the Wu-Tang generals right here live on the line, man. We got the one and only, the legendary, the living legend at that, Cappadonna. How you doing this evening?
Peace, peace. What up, well, this is legendary Cappadonna from the Wu-Tang Clan. Kill B will swarm my man here. You already know what it is, man. Show biz, word up. Glad to be a part of this hip-hop shit, man, and keeping it live at 5, man. This is what we do, man, and I'm honored, man, and I'm humbled to be in the game and all of these years, man, and still giving them that raw, uncut, commercial-free hip-hop.
But I know you're a busy guy, Cappadonna, man, so I'm going to dive right into this interview, and I want to take you back to the year 1995, man, where you actually made your recording debut on Rek-One's 1995 single, Ice Cream, man. I was wondering, how did yourself and Rek initially get connected, man? And of course, what was it like working on that particular project with him?
Wow, it was just me, Reggie, and Huey in the studio at that time, and, I had went to the studio in the Humble, and RZA had that track playing, and I heard Ray and Ghost's verse, and I was like, wow, that's phenomenal, I hadn't done rap music in a while. I was just coming home, I had a job, working security, and, it was just the whole experience was crazy. Like, I didn't really want to get on the track because at that time I felt like my boys was professionals. And I ain't had no business coming in just off the rip like that and doing anything. But, it was like, nah, just drop, quick 16. I was like, yeah, I don't even know what a 16 is, man. You know what I mean? But, with a little bit of encouragement, he pushed me to it. I did the little verse, and Meth came in 20 minutes later and dropped that hook on it, and it was a classic. And it was just unbelievable that I was able to be a part of something that fast and that effective.
And I gotta say, you most definitely learned from the best back in the day, man, because Rek-One is still a force to be reckoned with today. All you generals are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, we grew up together, and, it was just, we had a very full childhood, man, and the things that we did as young men, it set the foundation for the togetherness and the way that we carry it now as older men.
And also, as well, man, the following year, in the year 1996, you actually released the phenomenal 12-inch single titled Taking Drastic Measures, where you actually went under the name Cappuccino. I was wondering, can you shed some light on that iconic project? And of course, what initially made you change your name from Cappuccino to, as we know you now, Cappadonna?
Well, at that time, I was that was my first time really just freelancing and trying to work outside of, the norm of the Wu-Tang Clan and doing things. So I started to try to venture off a little bit. And the song that I did with these two guys, Some Drastic Measures, it really wasn't supposed to be a single or anything like that. I think they were just doing it for their commercial purposes or whatever. But they turned it in to something more than what it was. I really didn't co-sign that like that, but, it is what it is. They did it, and, but whatever it worked for them, that's good. I didn't really get too much feedback on how it worked for me.
And also, as well, man, on March 24th, 1998, you actually released your debut album titled The Pillage that actually reached number 8 on the Canadian billboards. I was wondering, what's the story behind that iconic album?
Well, actually, the Pillage, the first 2 weeks, it was number 1 on the billboard on the R&B and hip-hop charts as well. I think number 1 on the R&B and number 2 on the hip hop, or either or vice versa. But yeah, I went gold in 2 weeks. My first gold plaque was out of Canada. I went gold over there. I didn't even know I was getting the plaque. I got my first gold plaque in Canada because over in Canada you only needed 50,000 to go gold, whereas in New York it's 500,000. So, I was just overwhelmed, and it was like I felt like I had got a diploma when I got that plaque. And it was just a beautiful experience. It was humbling. Like I said, I didn't know I was going to get it, so it was a surprise to me, and it was the first time I felt like I really achieved something that I worked for, with all of my might.
And I gotta say as well, my favorite track out that record is actually Blood on Blood War. I gotta say, man, still one of my favorite classic joints of all time.
Well, big up to Solomon Childs, man. He was accompanying me on the Pillars album. I met him in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? We used to ride the ferry together, and he became an asset to the Pillars, and it was great doing work with him. He went on from there to do some work with Theodore Unit, with Ghost, and he did some work with Remedy Ross, some Red Cold Red Records, and just a few other things. And like I said, it was good working with him. It was and it was blood on blood war, man, because at that time the game had a bunch of solid rappers. Like, all of the rappers was still banging at that time. So for us to even be able to break through with the Pillars, man, was a blessing.
And also as well, just a few moments ago when you actually brought up the Theodore Unit, that was actually next to my question list, man. And I was always wondering, what was the story behind that iconic group? And of course, what actually made Ghostface decide to start that Staten Island collective?
I think, that was just his way of looking back at some of the MCs that was still on the album and trying to think of a way to incorporate them into the hip-hop business and culture. So that was what it was all about. And then, there's nothing more refreshing than just brothers coming together for a positive cause.
And I gotta say as well, I remember when you guys actually dropped that New York Backbone record, man. It was absolutely phenomenal, man. That mixtape is still one of my absolute favorites that you guys did. And I think it was actually hosted by J-Love, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Ghost is definitely known for doing some phenomenal work. His mixtapes is crunchy, and his slang is definitely king. So yeah, we ping pong off each other, and we try to give y'all nothing but the best, man. It might not be your best, but we give you our best.
And also as well, man, in the year 2008, you actually inked a deal with a then new record label titled Chamber Music. I was wondering, how did that record deal come to be for you? And of course, what was it like being signed to that imprint so early on in their, so early on actually of them being around?
Well, I ran into one of these guys in Brooklyn many years ago at that time, and I can't remember his name. And it just led to a couple of meetings. Fat Beats was still around at that time. I went over there and talked to them, and somehow from Fat Beats, I ended up meeting G Clef. G Clef was the CEO of Chamber Music at that time, and probably still is. And we worked something out, and we was able to come with that song Prostitution.
And I gotta say as well, I personally really enjoy Chamber Music, man. They actually release a lot of phenomenal projects.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it was cool working with G Clef. He spit too. So, and even at that time, I think I was definitely living in PA, or on my way to live in PA. So I lived out there for a couple of years too, and that's where G Clef was staying, but in a different part.
And also as well, while we're diving into the Wu-Tang side of things, man, in October 13th, 2017, you guys actually dropped The Saga Continues. I have to ask, man, what was the story behind that iconic record? And of course, what was it just like partaking in that super album, man, of 18 phenomenal joints?
That album right there started with me and Mathematics working on the road. We was on the road, and he had the studio with him, so I was just to go to his hotel and like, yo, let's go, knock some joints out. He was like, ain't nobody really rhyming. So I said, yo, we just start rhyming. They're going to come and be like, yo, man, something's going on in there and shit. And that's just what happened. And I said, yo, from this point here, I said, if we keep this up, I said, yo, you're going to be responsible for dropping the next album. So Mathematics is responsible for dropping that based upon that energy that we put together.
And also as well, in the year 2020, you actually starred in the movie titled Unplug as the character Rich. I was wondering, what actually made you decide to venture into acting? And of course, what was it like just partaking in that film?
What movie was that?
That was Unplug.
What was my name? Ice?
It was Rich.
I don't know if I remember this one, man.
I gotta say, it's all good, man. I got it off IMDb now. I know sometimes it's like a hit and miss with IMDb, unfortunately, sometimes.
Yeah, what was the name of the movie again?
It was called Unplug.
And who was the director?
I'm not 100% sure. I just saw the movie Unplugged with on your IMDb.
If the director was Derek Thomas or Reggie Baskerville?
I believe it was Reggie, yes.
Okay, Reggie Baskerville, maybe. Yeah, that was like his earlier work. That was his first work, and I just gave him the opportunity to work with me. You know, it was good. Like, I haven't been acting before that, so.
And also,
hopefully we can get to act in some of the Hulu series, you know.
I saw that as well. The Hulu series is actually phenomenal, man. That first season was lit, so I really hope to see you guys actually in that as well.
Yeah, you know, the second season started on the 8th, so.
I haven't checked it out yet. I like binge watching shows, so I like waiting till like the end and just binge watching it all at once.
Yeah, like that, so you don't have to wait for the drama, huh?
Most definitely, yeah. I don't know. I have a little bit of OCD, man. So if it cuts off in the middle, I have to finish it. So that whole week, I'm just sitting there, too amped for it. So I like just waiting till the end and then just sliding right through it. But also as well, man, March 31st, you actually released your most recent 14-track album titled Black Tarzan. I was wondering if you could actually tell our listeners a bit more about your phenomenal new record, and of course, where can we actually snag ourselves a copy of that project today?
Wow, I still make hard copies of that right there. CDs with phenomenal artwork and just song titles and things that you could just look at and observe and look at over and over again, crush weed up on it, do whatever you want, toss it like a frisbee, but make sure you keep the CD for your pleasure and enjoyment. But yeah, Black Tarzan, man, it was just me, you know, reflecting on my life in the concrete jungle, you know, and the things and trials and tribulations going through. It was a little sentimental, you know, first songs we had about Mama Love. I'm singing a little bit on some hooks, and it was just a good way to, you know, express the strength, you know, without going into, you know, the ugliness of the street, but just referring to it as a jungle and you know, discovering the things that animals would discover in the jungle too, like, you know, how to hunt and how to, you know, refer that to how to get money and how to hustle, you know, and just how to survive, man. And that's what it's all about, you know, trials and tribulations, you know, with a touch of that rawness in it.
And I gotta say, it's a phenomenal record. It's really good. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air to actually hear that you have hard copies available, man. And me personally, I'm a CD guy, so just knowing that individuals like yourselves are still making CDs is absolutely amazing. I'm definitely gonna snag myself a copy directly after this interview.
Yeah, you can also get that on, you know, variable iTunes or whatever like that, or, you know, any of those other outlets. But I would prefer to go to www.glfent.com, www.glfent.com. And yeah, go straight to the source, man. Get it from right there. And while you're over there, also check out my clothing line, GLF clothing line, GLF clothes. For the garden, God Love Family. That's what GLF stands for. God Love Family. So, you know, it's not just a clothing line, it's a way of life. Anybody can wear it. Anybody has, you know, who believes in love and believes in family and believes in God or believes in a higher power. These items are for you.
And I gotta say as well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you listen to Cappadonna and snag yourselves not only a record but some dope clothing today.
That's right, man. And you know, there's basic necessities in life: food, shelter, and clothing, man. So it's right up there. You know what I'm saying? Support your local independent artists, and let's just keep moving. This is for you, by you, man. You know, even my music is for you, by you, man. It's like I do it, but I'm doing it for you. You know what I'm saying? So I give it my best, and hopefully that, you know, you find something that has your interest.
And also, I have to ask, man, what is next for yourself, Cappadonna? Because I know we just spoke about your clothing line and, of course, your phenomenal Black Tarzan record, but what is next for you? Is there anything we missed? Any new projects you want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the Canadian airwaves this evening.
Yeah, well, yo, check me out. You know what I mean? Killer B, stay on the swarm, and I stay in the booth right now. I'm live from the Meth Lab in Staten Island. I'm about to record a joint for my man M80. Shout out to M80, man. Shout out to the Four Horsemen and everybody out there, man. Shout out to the Clan and all of that. Yeah, but yeah, check me out, www.glfent.com, man. I got that album over there, the Black Tarzan. I got the Black is Beautiful album. I got the Show Me the Money album, and many, many more joints, man. Check me out on the videos, man, on the gram. Check me out on my gram, official Cappadonna. Shit, everything, man. I got the Facebook. I got the Messenger, whatever y'all want to hit me up. I'm available. I'm doing things, man. We're in the studio, like I said, right now. I got another album dropping in probably a month. It's called Dons and Divas. It's a mixtape. It's an R&B hip-hop joint. I think the fans are going to love it. You know what I'm saying? I tested it out, let a couple of people hear it. Everybody like it, so I'm going to give it to the people, and hopefully they love it. I'm going to try to do a video for it. So that's coming real soon, man. And after that, I got other treats in store, man. I got album after album, project after project, clothing line after clothing line, doing big things, man. Shout out to Meth, man, and everybody at the Meth Lab, man. Word up. Yeah, we just doing it, man. And shout out to Amar Devine, you know what I'm saying, Vice President of GLF, Jimmy King, you know what I'm saying, straight up, Wu-Tang management, everything, man. Like everybody, Shaheem, the whole team, Killer Beast, Killer Army, Sons of Man, you know what I'm saying? Buddha Monk, R.I.P. ODB, Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, New York, all day, Bronx. Let's get it.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, Cappadonna, before we part ways, man, I gotta say thank you so much for making years of monumental music that not only myself, but millions of listeners all over the world got the opportunity to enjoy and got inspired by. I'm definitely looking forward to these new projects, but again, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time there, live in Staten Island at the Meth Lab.
All day, every day, man. Keep it hopping, man. This is Cappadonna on the check-in. And like I said before, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Show me the money. Let's get it. Roll out.
Most definitely, man. Have yourself a wonderful night.
Peace.